Very early one morning, I was at the kitchen table working on a song when I got the feeling that someone just joined me. I couldn't see him, but there was no doubt he was there. In my mind, I heard him say, "Write me a song about a taxi." My first thought was, I don't know a thing about taxis. "Write it anyway," he answered, and was gone. To my surprise, this song arrived soon after. It's called Traveler. First thing that I noticed when he got into my cab was how rough his hands were. They reminded me of my dad's. So I asked him, "Hey buddy, what line of work you in?" 'Cause in my job I'd seen all kinds, but no one quite like him. He looked out of the window and nodded that he'd heard. Took his time to answer, sorta careful with his words. He said, "I used to make things out of wood, sometimes out of clay. I like to watch the sun come up and hear the children play. But I've been a long time coming, and I've seen a lot of life. I think it's time to turn around and head home to the light." Well, that's as odd an answer as I believe I've ever got. I said, "Fella, you're not from around here. I can tell the way you talk." He said, "Now I'm just a traveler trying to help folks on their way." I said, "We've got that much in common. I do it every day." Stopped and stared and cocked his head, squinted with one eye. I asked, "What's the matter? You look like someone's going to die." He said, "That's what I'm afraid of. Something's just not right. If you don't hear this secret grieving, you won't make it through the night." I've been told a lot of things, but none as strange as this. I said, "Listen, mister, keep it cool. There's nothing that I miss." And we rode on in silence through the darkened city streets as the night grew deep and the city went to sleep. I've been driving all these years, and I think I know my job. I've been robbed and shot, nearly died, and even talked to God. But I'd never met a man who spoke or looked at me that way. My heart felt hard and heavy with a weary kind of weight. I said, "Jesus, friend, you got gall to scare me with your words. I don't take kindly to being told to face up to my hurts. You can't go around and blow folks' minds with that simple kind of truth. Life is complicated. Sometimes it's an eye for a tooth. He paused and thought, then finally spoke. I think you know your mind, but it's a harder road to know your heart before you're out of time. And we rode on in silence through the darkened city streets as the night grew deep and the city went to sleep. He said, let me off right over there at the corner with those lights. But it looked to me like a neighborhood where you wouldn't be at night. So I said, you sure you want out here? It's not a place that's safe. He smiled and winked and said, I'm fine, protected by my faith. Paid his fare and left a tip, a shiny, strange old coin. He said, so long, friend, I'll see you around when you get to where you're going. Then he closed the door and walked on off as I sat there sad and still and thought about the things he said as if they were God's will. I remembered the coin he left and held it up to see. One side had my father's head and the other side was me. And I rode on in silence through the darkened city streets as the night grew deep, as the night grew deep and the city went to sleep.